what we've put out there through Wealthtender and through our website and other digital marketing has created this great match. And so people are coming to us saying, okay, you are exactly who I need and exactly who I'm working with. And the person
Yep.
who's coming to me is exactly my ideal client.
Emily, take me back a bit. Before you and Richard were on Wealthtender and you were actively building reviews, maybe in a past world of exploring other marketing tools or companies out there, or working with any companies out there, what did your online visibility actually look like? Like if someone Googled you or your firm name and they tried to learn things about you online, what would they have found versus what you have today?
Hi, I'm Emily Rassam. I'm partner and senior financial planner at Archer Investment Management. So back then, before Wealthtender, they would have seen our website. We weren't front page. They also would have stumbled upon our LinkedIn profiles, which we were posting on regularly. So I think our digital presence was posting on our blog within our website and also just posting within LinkedIn, but it wasn't really a high level of visibility. So I actually do remember we were ranking pretty low and some of the SEO reports that we were pulling. So some of the keywords that we were looking to rank for were a little bit lower. So we are just starting to think about and ramp up our digital marketing at the time that we found Wealthtender.
That's amazing. And beyond posting to LinkedIn and having some content on your blog, at any point did you just realize, it's not enough to have the website blog post anymore? Is it not enough to just have LinkedIn anymore? Was there a moment for you where you thought, people are researching differently now, modern search journey looks differently, and I need to expand my reach in other ways?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a fully virtual firm. So digital marketing is very important to us. Visibility is very important to us. So we absolutely wanted more visibility. We wanted to amplify what we were currently doing, but we were also very interested in having reviews. So when we're marketing, digital marketing was just us putting our own words about ourselves out there and being able to be visible in publications. So that was one piece of what was attractive about Wealthtender, but also reviews were incredibly important to us. So being able to finally put our clients' words out there as well and to tell other people who are looking for an advisor like us what their experience might be directly from the words from our clients. So that was very important to us at that time.
And we often say that people like reading and learning from other people that they can relate to. So, depending on who you're targeting at your firm, you have clients out there who are reading these online reviews about you and Richard and the firm as a whole and learning from people that, again, they can relate to, that are just like them, that are going through things that they're going through. So on Wealthtender, we knew this, we recognized this, we built out some of these, what we call like large employer Q&A articles, where we'll allow financial advisors to come in and weigh in on expertise on a topic specific and unique to that group of people. Have you done this on Wealthtender? What's your experience been like?
Yes, I am so grateful for that opportunity. So one thing that was just shocking to me, I had a prospective client book me through Wealthtender, but they had said they Googled the search term financial planner for Dell employees, and we came up right away. So we commented on several and contributed to several employer-based Q&As. And so that has led to those specific people finding us. So that's even more meaningful to us as digital marketers and really trying to work within a specific niche. We work with mid-career tech professionals. So getting that visibility within the specific employers that we do our best work with, that was really cool. So that was a really interesting moment that happened a couple of years ago. And since then, there are several large tech employers that we've contributed to articles on that now when you Google or you search for an advisor for that specific type of employee, we're at the top of the search.
That is amazing. And, just something about this answer engine world that we live in now, as I like to say, this answer engine era is people like specificity more than ever. And they're having conversations with intelligence like ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity, and they're really getting deep on what their situation is like. And they're being prompted to do so, right? These tools are asking them, well, tell me a little bit more about yourself. And well, based on the fact that you work at Dell, here's what I might go search for, right? So they're getting a lot of that advice on there as well. We'll definitely talk a little bit more about like AEO and Answer Engine, because I'm certainly curious there on your take about that. But one more thing about reviews that I want to focus on is, believe it or not, there's still a lot of advisors out there, Emily, that think of reviews as just something nice to have. we're seeing a lot of shift now with the SEC and compliance and NASA and what's happening on the state level, which is exciting because it's going to really open the gates up for many advisors. But for you specifically, like how did collecting and then promoting reviews on Wealthtender truly change the way your prospects experience your business, your clients experience your business? Maybe, Emily, you could just take me back to the beginning. Like, what was your initial experience like, and how did it impact who you worked with?
Yeah. So, periodically we'll have a prospective client ask us, hey, can we talk to some of your current clients? And, that can be invasive and it takes time from our current clients. And now we have the ability to say, hey, go read, these 35 reviews that we have out there of current clients in their own voice, in their own words. And that has satisfied every single person who has asked for that. So that has saved us that awkwardness of needing to put our clients on the phone with a prospective client, which I really am glad we don't have to try to tackle that any longer. But I also think that every single client that is potentially looking to hire us, we have featured that as part of our sort of intro and discovery meeting process, as being able to, we like to point to that. We're very proud
Right.
of what our clients have said about us. And we feel that that really reflects really the heart of what we do. And we've actually taken some of our clients' words from the reviews and used that in the copy on our website now, because it was so good to hear their actual words about working with us. So it's really nice to be able to show those prospective clients a little bit more about that experience. And we make a point to point that out to every single person that's looking to hire us.
That's such a good way to leverage reviews for that prospecting process that you're building and the experience that they're having on their end. Because, when they request something like that, you're able to just instantly serve them with what they're looking for, right? Hey, here's a link or here's a page where I house all of my reviews on our website. And, we have them here.
Mhm.
Feel free to take a look around without having, like you said, to get into the complications of connecting them with a current client. And I think that's such a meaningful way. That's, we often say that reviews are digital referrals. And because of this, right? And they reach not just one person, but they reach tens of thousands of potential people who are online and who are reading. Were you shocked when you sent the first message out to your clients to leave a review and then you started getting reviews back? Like that first review you ever got?
Yeah. So it's a little bit of a nerve-wracking thing to just fire this off to every single client. And,
Mhm.
you think that clients are happy and you think that you're well reviewed, but, sometimes you worry that that can surface something. Fortunately, our clients were incredibly kind. We just absolutely loved reading what our clients had to say about us. One, for them to take the time to sit down and write a review, we're incredibly grateful for them for doing that, but also being able to hear their words. It was a nice big lift for the team. So one of the things that we do as soon as a review comes in from a client, we make sure everybody on our team sees it and we celebrate it. And we thank our clients for doing that, because it's really kind of them to do that for us, but really nice and heartwarming to see those actual words.
That's such a culture boost too,
Mhm.
right? Like you said, internal, and sharing that with the team and making it even part of your own employee culture and experience at your company. I think that's a wonderful way to also use your reviews. There's so many different impacts that online reviews
Mhm.
have, and it gets me excited, truthfully. It's impacting the world of answer engines at this point, becoming
Mhm.
really, really important. But it goes beyond that. It impacts trust, conversations, response rates, how
Mhm.
many people are referring you, your search
Mhm.
visibility, as I mentioned. Would you agree that maybe you've had experience with all of these different facets here, and that having reviews has impacted this for you as well?
Yeah, 100%. I think that any advisor is crazy not to have reviews on there if they're allowed to. So go for it. You might be very surprised on what your clients say in a very positive way.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. Great advice.
Mhm.
Now, let's talk a little bit more about AI,
Mhm.
because everyone's talking about AI, but also because it really has impacted the way that financial advisors get found, and that
Mhm.
consumers find financial advisors and get connected to financial advice in
Mhm.
so many different ways. But I'm curious if along the way prospects have ever mentioned finding you through Google. You did mention the Dell example, but
Mhm.
Wealthtender, having your profile on Wealthtender with all of those
Mhm.
reviews, or even AI tools like ChatGPT, which are now really indexing Wealthtender and
Mhm.
serving it up as a resource of, hey, I'm recommending these advisors to you and I'm using Wealthtender to help
Mhm.
me do that. I'm curious if you've noticed any shift there and what prospects are sharing with you and how they found you today versus compared to a few years ago.
Yeah, it's huge. And the quality of prospect has increased as well as
Yeah.
digital marketing has changed and people have been
Mhm.
using AI, because it used to be that if you were winning SEO, it's just people within your SEO market. We're fully digital, but really our SEO goes to Austin, Texas, which is where we were founded and where my business partner sits. And so it used to be that, okay, people looking for a financial planner in Austin, Texas might find us. Now it's completely different because we have really niched in on working with mid-career tech professionals, and somebody going into ChatGPT type tool is typing in, here's my situation, here's my
Mhm.
age, this is my net worth, these are my issues, this is what I want help with, this is how I'm feeling about it. And they're entering all this information. And what we've put out there through Wealthtender and through our website and other digital marketing has created this great match. And so people are coming to us saying, okay, you are exactly who I need and exactly who I'm working with. And the person
Yep.
who's coming to me is exactly my ideal client. And
Yep.
right now, about a quarter of new clients that are coming our way are coming through AI tools. And
Wow.
I can clearly see the visibility because, of course, I go out and check myself out on every tool just to see what's coming up, right? Because the
Yep.
information's changing, and everything that's kind of threading through and getting there looks different. And what I see is the reference material is very Wealthtender heavy. So I'm
Mhm.
seeing that data that's influencing the AI tools is very much based in what's coming through on Wealthtender with the reviews, with the profile, as well as other work that I try to do with writing and podcasts and things that I'm trying to do to kind of round out my overall profile in the industry. All of those things are leading to the right type of client finding us, and it's an absolutely incredible. So I remember our first AI lead coming in last year and thinking, wow, this is kind of cool. And then
Mhm.
now it's just a daily occurrence that we're seeing prospective clients book us and citing that they found us through an AI tool. We had to add that on the dropdown. How did you find us? And now we have on there an AI search tool. And there are other people who still say web search, and I still think that those are also AI leads. So that
Yeah.
number might be higher than a quarter at this point, but that's definitely, we're getting really good, high quality, targeted people that are exactly who we serve best.
Ugh, and I think that's one of the best parts of what AI is doing to the search journey is it truly is doing more filtering for you,
Mhm.
surfacing you with more qualified prospects, but also making you more visible to these people, right? So it's like a win-win-win on all ends. I love that you do this sort of audit of yourself on these AI tools. I think that is incredibly important. And I talk
Mhm.
about this often. Like I was just on stage recently and I literally told the audience, right, one of the activities we're going to do is pull out your phone, go on
Mhm.
a private browser and
Mhm.
go on chatgpt.com, right? Look in your area, ask it to find you an advisor in your area, talk to it a little bit, see
Mhm.
what it prompts you with, see where it leads you. Are you present? So I think that is
Mhm.
such an important audit and an opportunity. And thank you for sharing that. And I want to dive a little bit deeper. And this is my last question for you. We'll wrap up. Is I want to dive deeper on that quality because I think this is a huge opportunity for
Mhm.
advisors to attract more quality and high
Mhm.
intent prospects into their business. So I think when I think about the power of what Wealthtender does in this space to help drive this, I really just come back to the fundamental of AEO, which is on site and offsite, right? There's a difference between on site, which is content you own, and talking about yourself on your own website, right? And putting your own content out there versus having offsite, which is third party platforms like Wealthtender featuring your visibility, featuring your reviews, having a profile that spotlights you, drives traffic to your calendar, right? This is offsite, and offsite is really important. Turns out it's more important than ever than on-site. So how do you think for you, Emily, like having that offsite power, answer engine, like being on pages that you don't own, but they're
Mhm.
featuring you and they have good traffic. How do you
Mhm.
think they'll change the way prospects perceive you before they even reach out? Like, does that make conversations warmer? Does that help in building trust for you with these prospects?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we're really listed in another tool in a directory and clients are finding us not through our website but through these other channels, I do think that that builds that credibility. And I think that that's also what it feels like when somebody is searching for us. I think that regardless of how they found out about us, they're going to look us up. So it might be that they were referred to us by another client or they heard about us in some other way, they saw a LinkedIn post, whatever it might be, they're going to look us up. And
Yeah.
so what they want to be able to find is not just our website, but that we're showing up on the internet in other places. And I think that's also just adding a lot of strength to just how we show up in digital marketing, and where we show up in the search terms. So I think that people really just being diversified and putting themselves out there in all of these different channels is really important to round out that profile and also give people something to find when they're looking up or searching for the advisor that they want to potentially talk to.
Yep. Multi-channel approach. It
Mhm.
applied back then and it still applies now. It's just different in the outcome and in the
Mhm.
process of it. So this has been super helpful, Emily. I know what you've shared here today will undoubtedly help other financial advisors on their journeys as they think about, trying to navigate testimonials and regulations and AEO and how that's all really coming together so beautifully, right? Like for
Mhm.
especially advisors like you who've been doing this for a few years now who jumped in and just said, "We're going to apply this. We think it's important." And you're truly listening to the marketing advice out there and it's paying off. And we'd love to see that. So thank you for showing up today and sharing your story with me. It's been wonderful to chat with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.